Welcome to Queen of Reddit. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Now, onto the video. You need me more than I need you? Background. I'm a teacher, and have been teaching 5th grade reading and social studies in Texas for 5 years at this school. I've been a teacher for 7. For reference, the standardized test in Texas is currently known as the STAR, and 5th and 8th grade is considered for all intents and purposes to be pass the test or get held back. As far as my teaching record, I've gotten to be very good at my job. Every year I've taught a STAR-tested subject, reading, aka ILR. I have gotten the highest average student scores in my tiny charter district. I love my students, my classroom is a welcoming place based on mutual respect, and I refuse to drill and kill. I teach reading in a way that integrates all subjects and makes it enjoyable for students and make sure they know it's a silly test and not indicative of their actual skills or ability. Well, our school had been in improvement required status the year I started teaching reading. To meet T requirements, our district brought in instructional coaches and hired new personnel at the district level. Some did help, others not so much. One woman hired to be the ILR facilitator for the district was the most vile of creatures. I called her Umbrage in private because not only did she look like the movie character, she sounded like her and had the same mannerisms. This woman picked out her favorite teachers and treated them like her pets. She decided to do this to me. Umbrage was constantly in my classroom for observations, would pick me out to demonstrate for professional development, and it creeped me out. Somehow she managed to run off the most amazing director of teaching and learning for the district. Last year during our end-of-year PD, she sent out an email to some of ILR teachers that due to them inputting lesson plans correctly, they didn't have to attend this workshop to plan for the next year. I knew about this because I have good friends that shared it with me. When I asked her why and shared an example of my lesson plans that I've put in consistently and thoroughly throughout the year, she said I didn't use the correct template. I used the one my dean of instruction requested and approved, that the district required. It was bullshit and I went back to my campus looking like I was ready to murder someone. My principal noticed right away that something was off, and I explained what Umbrage had said. She told me I didn't have to go to that PD and she'd take care of it. I spent the day cleaning out my classroom for the summer instead, found out later she wasn't even at the PD. Fast forward to the beginning of this school year, she was promoted to the position of the guy she ran off. She lasted 2 months, then suddenly mysteriously resigned. We figure someone discovered how truly incompetent this woman was. Even though she resigned, I was still stressed out because she was the reason the district decided we needed to use a newly purchased online reading program with Fidelity and they wanted it done during our social studies, SS, time. SS was to be integrated into ILR. That might not have been a problem for me had it not been for the fact that my homeroom contained all of the special education, students in our grade. 3 of those students didn't have me for reading, they went to resource with Ms. Ignorant, SPED resource teacher, during my reading block. I asked the powers that be how I was supposed to give them SS instruction and grades. I was told that I was to provide lesson plans and assignments to Ms. Ignorant, and she'd give me grades to put in the grade book. This is highly unethical, so I asked for it in writing. Sure enough, I get an email detailing this directive. I warned them that this was a bad idea, and it would bite them in the ass eventually. No dice. The malicious compliance. I did exactly what I was told. Like I said before, I write detailed lesson plans that anyone could follow, provided the assignments, all online through Google Classroom so I got grades immediately from the student, and suggestions for accommodations. Included Ms. Ignorant on my Google Drive folders for SS, and emailed her regularly to remind her of what each week's lessons were. She didn't do a damn thing, and those 3 students' grades dropped from barely passing to in the teens. I sent out regular reminders for parents to check their child's grades and turn in their assignments. We sent out report cards that I required parents to sign and send back. It took until the last 6 weeks, April, for them to realize just how fucked up their child's SS grades were, and by that time those parents were pissed. I was happy to share exactly why their kids had such low grades, and how I can't do much of anything when I only saw the kids for 30 minutes a week during reading intervention time and was not allowed to teach the subject they're supposed to be in my classroom for. The shit hit the fan. District SPED department realized they then had to hold failure IEP meetings to address how this happened. Ms. Ignorant tried to throw me under the bus, and I was able to provide all of my documentation. My AP told me I should have just given them passing grades because they're SPED, WTF, and had the inclusion teacher give them supplemental assignments and grades to replace the missing or low grades. I made sure to make notes the parent could see on each of those grades that they were provided by the inclusion teacher. There's no way they actually know the material. You can't make up for 7 months of instruction in 2 weeks. The fallout. My principal knows I was about to quit, and honored my request to become the music teacher. Now I no longer have to teach a STAR-tested subject, and will be doing something I truly enjoy. Ms. Ignorant will now be an inclusion teacher, and will no longer have her own classroom or be a teacher of record. My awesome principal is doing her best to clean house of bad teachers, and the district realized the errors of their ways and will now have that reading program integrated into Alert like it's supposed to be. Thank you for watching.